When Chief Daniel Rourke moved into the gated neighborhood of Briar Hollow Reserve, he didn't expect any trouble. After 3 decades in law enforcement, including 10 years as the police chief of a nearby city, Daniel was used to dealing with difficult people, but he hoped those days were behind him. He had recently launched a small family-owned security transport company run in partnership with his son. They specialized in armored courier services for banks and high-value retailers. The company operated 3 heavily modified, low-noise trucks, painted a neutral gray, equipped with GPS tracking, and parked discreetly in a separate lot behind Daniel's home. Everything was done by the book. The trucks entered and exited through a service gate that accessed a back road. No traffic through the main community, no disturbances, no idling. Daniel had even obtained a special use permit from the city and confirmed with zoning officials that the setup was fully compliant. But one morning, he found a bright orange notice on his front door. Violation notice, unauthorized fleet activity. It has come to the HOA board's attention that you are operating multiple commercial vehicles in and out of Briar Hollow Reserve. This is in violation of Article 11.2 of our covenant. You are hereby ordered to cease operations and restrict fleet access immediately or face daily fines of $250. Daniel furrowed his brow. The service gate was designated for deliveries and municipal vehicles. His fleet used it precisely to avoid inconvenience to residents. He picked up the phone and called the HOA. Enter Martin Green, HOA president, a retired insurance executive with a reputation for being, as neighbors described, selectively strict. Chief Rourke, your vehicles may be legal somewhere else, Martin said dismissively, but not here. This isn't a police lot. This is a residential sanctuary. I'm not asking for special treatment, Daniel replied, calm but firm. Just fair and legal application of your own rules. My fleet uses the designated access gate, doesn't enter community roads, and causes zero disruption. I have the permits and zoning approvals. That may be so, Martin said coolly, but the board has decided your operation affects the tone of the neighborhood. Tone? Daniel chuckled quietly. Martin, I've run SWAT teams through downtown without disturbing residents. I think I can manage a few trucks through a side gate. But Martin wasn't backing down. The next week, access codes to the fleet gate were changed without notice. Daniel's trucks were rerouted through public streets temporarily, delaying sensitive transports. That's when Daniel decided to take action. At the next HOA meeting, Daniel showed up, not in uniform but with documents in hand. He stood, addressed the crowd, and calmly laid out the zoning permit authorizing light commercial use from his lot, HOA documents that did not prohibit use of the service gate, city ordinances defining the gate as multi-use for city, utility, and non-intrusive commercial access. Then he pulled out a city inspector's letter confirming his fleet operations posed no legal or safety issues. And finally, Daniel made it personal. I have served this city with integrity for 30 years. I know the law, and I follow it. What I don't tolerate is misuse of authority by anyone, especially from boards that think aesthetics override legality. If this continues, I'll seek an injunction and file for administrative review with the county. Martin's face turned pale. Within 48 hours, the fleet gate access was restored. The fines were dropped. An internal HOA memo quietly clarified their interpretation of Article 11.2. Since then, the trucks roll in and out quietly, just as they always had. Neighbors, many of whom didn't even notice the vehicles before the drama, began to nod respectfully to the man who reminded the HOA that power doesn't mean pushing people around, especially when one of them is the law.